Well, this could turn into story time. So grab yourself a cuppa, a beverage of your choice, and sit back. Yeah, I've been thinking about my managers and those that wanted to get me beat. Like my first manager, Peter Coleman. I remember I'd been in the gym for about 4 weeks, and I walked back into the gym, and all I got was, "Where the fuck have you been? I was looking for you on Saturday." I went, "Whoa, what do you mean?" I was pointing at an house, I was skinned, I didn't have no money. "I had you a fight, it was good money, they were going to send an helicopter for you on Saturday. I was looking for you all over." I went, "Ah, really good money it was." I went, "Ah, who was it against?" He went, "John Mugabe." I just looked at him and went, "Thank fuck you didn't find me." He went, "What do you mean?" I went, "Well, this silly cunt, they took this fucking job. Anybody who knows who John the Beast Mugabe was, he was called a beast for a reason. And he wanted to put me in with him, knowing I hadn't even been in the gym for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And at me, I'd have took the fight, because that's what I am. I'm just a fighter. Fight anybody, anytime. And it was mad, because the people there are looking after you. They don't give a shit about you. All they care about is their percentage or what they're ripping you off. And it's like when I was with Eastwood, and I remember I was supposed to be fighting is it Yowie Davis? Yeah, Yowie Davis. No, I forgot his name now. No, it could be Yowie Davis. Anyway, let's just say it is the guy I got a draw in Italy with. Well, Eastwood said he had to bid big on the purse bids to get the fight, but he only can give me 10 grand if it's on in Leeds. You know, so I says, "Well, I'll take the 10 grand, but it's got to go on in Leeds." And I was training for this fight, man. I was training good, because I wanted to put on a performance. And then I get called to the office, and I'm telling you, I floated up them stairs, man. And when I got to the office, Eastwood said to me, "You can't get a TV date for Leeds." "Oh, okay." So he's got to sell it back to the Italians. So, "Okay, how much am I getting?" He said 10 grand. And straight away then it was, "No, you're not ripping me off anymore. Finished." I just says, "Nah." I said, "That's not the deal we had." And then he comes out with, "Well, the EBU have said if you don't defend the title, or if you don't fight for it, they're not going to let you fight for the title for another 3 years." And I just looked at him and I just says, "If I never fight again, I'll never fight for you." And I walked out of the office, and that was me and him finished. There was no he could do that'd get me back. And I left. And when I'm in England, he phones me up, and he gave me one of the biggest compliments ever. He says, "I was the only boxer that never cost him any money." Okay, now, man, I just put the phone down on him, and I just had this smile inside. And then my dad said to me once, I'd wasted my life. So I asked him what it meant about I'd wasted my life. And then he told me about how much money I had and I blew. And then when I told him how much I got, he just looked at me stunned and just went, "They ripped you off, man. They ripped you off." And I went, "Yeah, but look at the people I fought. I fought Michael Nunn. What a privilege to stand in a ring with that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got, what did I walk out with? I walked out with about 12 grand or something. 9 grand, 9 or 12 grand, it was something like that. It was 19 grand for the fight at 3 weeks notice. And when I got over there, they took $3,000 off me in tax. So, but was stood in the ring with Michael Nunn. I went 6 rounds with him, giving him the best I had on that night. To me, that was a privilege and an honour. And that's what boxing is, I think. For me anyway, it was like being allowed to step into a ring and perform in front of all these people doing what I love to do, which was it, people. You know, it's one of them. I'm a pacifist with psychopathic tendencies. It's a bit mad, but like I say, I was talking to somebody yesterday on the phone, and I said, you have to be mad to box. It's just that simple. But you've got to embrace that madness. You know, you've got to be in love with that side of it. And they were telling me how he liked Chris Eubanks and this and that, and his philosophy of the Warrior's Code. And I could never get Chris's kind of like mindset. He said it was a barbaric sport. And it's like, but yet you're taking part in something that you consider to be barbaric, where I consider it to be an art. You know what I mean? It's like, just because you're winning, it doesn't mean you're winning with ease or you're making it look easy to win. That's what good fighters are. Good fighters make other good fighters fights easy. On paper, this should be an hard fight. You just make it easy. That's what a good fighter does. It's like you look at Mayweather. All these world champions he's boxed and he's just made it look easy. That's a good winner. That's a good champion. And that's kind of like what I tried to aim to get to that position where no matter who I fought, it was easy. It's like Jimmy Peters, 55 seconds. Roberto Dominguez. You know, for 3 rounds the man never touched me. They're the kind of performances that I wanted to be boxing at the peak against the best fighters in the world. And then my managers should have took care of the business side of it and got me the best purses they could do, but most of them never did. And then I've got people like Baloney telling me, oh, well, he's not a ticket seller. What I mean, I'm not a ticket seller. You put me on and you put me on top of the bill. But yet the place is full and I'm not a ticket seller. You know what I mean? You watch me fights on TV. It takes 2. You know what I mean? There's not one only selling tickets, so when I'm wherever I am and the show's on, you know, I'll have a look. York Hall, Bethnal Green was packed out enough times when I boxed there. So I don't sell tickets. Why? That's just a fallacy, that's just bollocks. It's the promoter who's not doing his job, or paying fight as little as possible. But that's what it is. It's just a commercial machine that chews up people and spits them out. And it's like I'm halfway through Tris Dixon's book, Damage. And that's kind of weird. It's had me a little bit worried. But then I thought, nah, I've probably got more brain injuries outside of boxing than I got in boxing. And like I said, I never sparred hard. I always tried to make sparring as easy as possible. Working on things I wanted to work on, working on my defence, working on riding punches. So I'm more defence minded when I'm in sparring mode, and I just want to touch you. I don't want to weak you out, I just want to touch you so that I know I can. But, yeah, if you want to box, you gotta be mad. But like I say, embrace it. Embrace it. Because we're all mad in our own little way. And most people try to shy away from that madness and want to fit into this normal society, which is fucking mad in itself when you think about it. You know, we live in boxes, and then when we get out of our bed, out of one box, we go downstairs and into another box. And then we go leave the house and we get into another box to drive to work, which is another box. And you're just in and out of boxes. And then when you come home, what do? You sit in front of a box and you're watching a box. It's just mad. I remember being about 13, 14 and watching something on TV, and all these people were there watching it, and I just thought, I want to be the people not watching it but actually doing it, so people are coming to watch me do it. And that's one of them things I found fascinating, how people admire you for doing something you love to do. So I love to box, but the people admired me for doing that. Doing what? Having been brave enough to follow my dream and do what I love to do. And I think when you push past all them barriers, like the teachers telling you you're never going to amount to anything, and you follow your love. I remember being an apprentice bricklayer. I was the first kid in school to get a job. You know, when it comes to that, 16, I left school with no qualifications, but I had a job already before the qualifications. It was apprentice bricklayer for Leeds City Council. And in my second year, I found roller skating, and when I got enough money for my wheels, and the sun was shining, I was out skating. That's all I wanted to do was roller skate. And I must have been on them for about 2 or 3 years. So I lost my job, but I didn't care. I wasn't interested. I just knew I was going to be alright because I was loving what I was doing, which was just learning to skate. And then I got into a lot of trouble. And then it comes to that thing, do you want to continue down that path when you know where it's going to lead? And it was prison for me. And then I went back to boxing, and it was the best thing I ever did. Shut myself off from that society and embrace my madness. Embrace that side of me that just wanted competition. And also to be left alone, because it is a very lonely sport when you're out on the road to just you and your thoughts. You know, when you finished an hour training session, you go to bed, there's just you and your thoughts. And like I said, the hardest thing about boxing is knowing you're going to fight. Because it always plays on your mind. You're going to box a kid who's getting ready for you. You know what I mean? In front of your friends and your family, ones if you get knocked out, ones if you get caught. All these little things play in your mind, and you're the one who's got to control them and go through that. And you talk to your trainer, what does he say? Has he boxed before? Does he know about that? You know, I don't know about other fighters, but I used to wake up some cold sweats before the fight, thinking, what the frig am I doing? You know? And it's also, do you really want to hurt somebody? Because in the ring you do have to hurt them. But do you want anybody to be permanently damaged? No. So there's like ways, because I remember I dreamt I killed one of the people I fought, and I remember in the fight going for him and thinking no, don't, then going in and thinking don't, and it was weird. But I stopped him on cuts, which was better than, you know, going all in and taking them out. But these are decisions you got to make in the ring when you're in combat. This is what boxing teaches you. It teaches you about control. Man's defenseless, don't hit him. You know, he's defenseless. And I've seen a few fighters pull off fighters because they don't want to hurt them. And that their opponents are sometimes too brave for their own good. They can't go down because they don't want to. That's what referees are there for, to jump in. And if the referee ain't doing his job, the corner should do the job and throw the towel in. You know, it's a nice sport. Well, no, it's more than a sport actually. But it's not worth, well, it is worth your life. Wow. No, it's not worth somebody getting hurt. Even though you do get hurt, but unnecessarily hurt. And I think that's why I'm not keen on MMA, UFC and that. You can see the guy's knocked out and they're still hitting him 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That to me is, that's not right, man. That's just not right. You know, you've got somebody who's knocked out 1 punch. Why do you have to hit him with 3 or 4? That's just wrong. Anyway, on that one, I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have, please subscribe. You know what I mean? It don't take any much, just press a button, and it could help me out a lot. And leave some comments. It's up to you. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side. Bye.